All right, everyone. Welcome to today's charting session. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we typically look at either yung mga trending names, and by that, I mean yung mga pangalan na maaaring malaki yung ginalaw, whether to the upside or to the downside, or perhaps malaki yung value traded, or generally speaking, mas minamatahan lang po ng mga tao. Also, tumatanggap din po tayo ng mga chart requests. So kung meron po kayong mga requests, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. So let's start off with Converge, no? So Converge is an often requested stock, and I wanted to take a look at it kasi nagkaroon tayo ng bounce when we pulled into this area ng previous consolidation. Okay? Diba? Price came here. I was actually looking to see if we would react well nung pagbalik natin ng gap, but we didn't. Diba? Nag-hold sandali din yung price, but there was no real reaction in the sense na walang bounce, walang kahit na ano. Tapos from there, bumaba lang tayo. Now, nung bumaba tayo, nag-form tayo ngayon ng support dito around 21.5. So dito siya sa area na to where there was previous resistance and previous support, no? Again, it's always best to think of support and resistance in terms of areas rather than exact levels. It saves you from a lot of heartache. Okay? So what am I looking for dito sa Converge? So dito sa Converge, what I want to see now is for price to maybe come back. Okay? So kung titignan natin dito, let me zoom in lang a bit. Meron tayong gap na hindi na-fill, no? So maybe, I want to see price come back, fill this gap, up to yung white zone dito sa baba, which is where tayo nagkaroon ng very brief consolidation prior to price bouncing higher. So I want to see if price comes here, kung mag-hold ba. Okay? Kung kayang mag-hold dito ng price for Converge, then we're looking at a potential higher low, diba? Baka ito na yung low, high, higher low, and maybe the start of a reversal. Now, again, reversals doesn't necessarily mean full-blown na babalikan na natin yung all-time high, no? It just means na baka magkaroon muna tayo ng konting uptrend prior to the original trend continuing. Para masabi natin na hindi na ganon, then kailangan natin makakita ng further structure to develop para ma-ascertain natin na, uy, talagang may nagbago na nga. For now, diba, sa short term, yun yung tinitingnan natin. If price can come back here and hold, diba? And then we start bouncing higher, maybe nakahanap na tayo ng higher low and we can break this to create another higher high, and then we can start finding our groove and moving higher na dito sa Converge. Ang ayaw naman nating makita is yun nga, mag-pull back, tas basagin natin tong 21.5 altogether kasi gugulo na naman. Pag nabasag yung 21.5, technically, may support tayo around here sa 20 pesos area where there was resistance prior to price breaking out. Okay? So, di ako magugulat na kung ma-break tong 21.5 ay ma-revisit tong 20. However, okay, yung structure na tinitingnan natin, kung mangyari man yun, wala na. Null na. It's void. Sira na yung thesis. Diba? Mag-iiba na naman. We're gonna have to wait until something further happens before we can say na, okay, sige, from here, maybe we can look at this, maybe we can look at that, and so on. Okay? Tapos kung linusot pa niya yung 20, then highly likely we come back and revisit tong mga lows na naiwan from before. Next, tignan po natin yung SECB, no? Now, if you're looking at SECB from a higher time frame perspective, you will see na yung it's trading within this wide range. So that's between 102 more or less hanggang 127 pesos, no? Now obviously that's a very tradable range, and for a lot of range traders, I'm sure na nasakyan nyo yung mga moves coming to support here, move to the upside, coming here, move to the upside, and so on, no? I'm sure na nasakyan nyo po lahat yon. Personally, I haven't been trading this just because ang dami ng chop niya. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan ng pag-chop ng price, no? Now, kung sasabayan natin tong SECB, then what I'm looking for is a breakout above the area of chop around 127. Right now, hindi kasi malinaw yung gustong gawin ng index eh. Yes, lumalaban siya, but may mga araw na biglaan na lang siya bumabaksak eh. Okay, so walang clarity, walang confirmation. The index isn't performing as well as a lot of people would have hoped coming into this year kasi nga bigla-bigla ang may gera, bigla-bigla ang may kaguluhan, no? So, baka pwedeng masabayan tong SECB on a breakout dito sa 127 if you're trying to look at this from a bigger picture perspective. Sasabayan mo na kung bumalaw yung index to the upside, baka sumabay tong SECB, sasabayan mo yung breakout, then targeting the next high at 149.5. Okay? Now, from a shorter term perspective, pwede nating i-segment yung chart natin, no? So again, if we can break above tong 111.5, then baka mangyari is bumalik tayo sa range na to. So that's from 111 to 119.6. Then if mabasag natin yung 119.6, then baka mabalikan natin yung top end ng range at 127. However, let's say from here we come up, mauntog tayo dito sa 111 na area and then we start rolling over. We need to watch out kung mababasag ba tong 102 o hindi. Kasi kung nabasag tong 102, the number one, it could come back and fill this gap that it left before. Number two, it could come back and tag tong support at 95.4. Okay? And then if 95.4 doesn't hold, then baka bumalik tayo ng 87.10. By then, this is gonna look a lot more bearish, no? Right now kasi it still looks ranging sa akin eh. Yes, it's not the most bullish of ranging scenarios, but overall, again, sa bigger picture, nagkokonso pa rin siya. So, kung naghahanap kayo ng quicker trade, either you wait for a break to the upside or you trade the segments, you trade yung mga range within ranges, kumbaga, and then tignan natin kung kayang mapagkakitaan yung mga ganong short-term trades. Personally, I would rather wait for further confirmation. Again, wait for the possibility na sabayan niya yung index if the index starts to move to the upside, no? Kung talagang magpakita na ng strength before jumping in. Diba? Kaysa na ngayon, pipilitin natin yung trade, tas magugulat na lang tayo, uy, nabasag na yung support. Tapos wala na, downside na, tapos may hirapan na tayo para maapektuhan na yung psyche natin. Next, tignan po natin yung Jollibee, no? Now, itong Jollibee, kung titignan natin, it has kind of formed a weird head and shoulders pattern, no? So, meron tayong trend line na pataas that was eventually broken in this candle here. Okay? Once it broke, price came back, tested the trend line, again, more or less. Always think in terms of areas. Then, we rolled back over and broke beneath etong level natin at 223 again sa candle na to. That was on Friday's close. Now, whether or not you view this as a head and shoulders pattern is up to you, no? Pwede nyo sabihin na, doom and gloom na yung head and shoulders, nabasag, so we're gonna see further downside. Baka bumalik siya ng 190 or balikan niya yung white zone beneath. Again, that's up to you. Personally, the way I view things is always na, number one, we have come back into this range here between 208 to 223. Okay? So for now, yun muna yung tradable range sa akin until structure forms otherwise. Kung mabasag yung 208 to the downside, then we're looking at a new range between 190 to 208. So ito yung previous chop natin from before, no? Where price was ranging. So hindi naaagulat na kung bumaba man yan dyan, na baka dyan muna tayo mag-range ulit. Okay? To the upside naman, if price can start trading above tong 223.2 ulit, then we might trade within this range again. So that's from 223 hanggang 239.4. And if we can break above tong 239.4, then we could come back to this range above hanggang 260. However, for me, kung mangyari man yun, kung mabasag tong 239.4, I would be looking to see kung manenegate tong right shoulder high. And if so, then we can say na nenegate na tong overall larger pattern natin and it could be considered as something more bullish, no? Hindi ko sinasabi that you can't trade the range as is. I'm just saying na one of the things I'll be looking for towards the bullish scenario is yung sinabi ko nga break of the right shoulder high. Okay? Now, maraming nag-comment before, not just sa YouTube, but sa Investa, ganon yung mga nagdi-DM or sa Facebook na nagsasabi na, hindi na yan bababa ng 230 or hindi na yan bababa ng 250 or whatever. Okay? I get it. You guys are bullish ng Jollibee. Ako rin naman eh. But you need to understand na we will never know what the market wants to do. Okay? Kahit ano pang ipilit natin na fundamental analysis, kahit ano pang ipilit natin na technical analysis, at the end of the day, the market simply does not care. It will do what it wants to do. Okay? So kahit na ipilit natin, kasi yung book value dapat ganito, at kapag kinalculate mo, dapat ganyan. The market doesn't care. Kasi dapat meron tayong cup and handle, it doesn't care. So rather than trying to force ourselves to think in terms na, hindi to mangyayari, hindi yan mangyayari, let's just be like water, di ba? Sabi nga ni Bruce Lee, be like water. Tapos let's just adapt to whatever it is that the market's giving us. Let's not try to force our point of view sa market, tapos mga away tayo ng ibang tao kapag hindi natin sila kasundo sa point of view natin. Di ba? Yung market naman po ang laging tama hindi tayo. Sumusunod lang tayo sa kanya. Okay? So dito sa Jollibee, yun po yung mga scenarios na tinitingnan natin. Okay? Konting ingat-ingat lang po dito sa Jollibee. Don't try to force catching it just because you think it's quote-unquote cheap. Kung meron kayong entry signal sa kung ano man pong system yung ginagamit nyo, then by all means, go ahead. Huwag po kayong mag-hesitate. Pero huwag po tayong magpumilit. Huwag po tayong magpaka-genius. Okay? Hintayin po natin na mag-set up siya ng mabuti, mag-settle down. Then we can study this again to see kung ano yung structure na nag-develop moving forward and to see if it's something we can trade. Okay, next tignan naman po natin yung AP. Okay? So tong AP, so far we have been flagging or channeling or whatever you wanna call it downwards, no? Hindi naman siya exactly bearish. It could be a decent pullback, kumbaga magandang pullback towards an area that people would like, no? Nakikita natin when it came down dito sa 32 pesos, support did hold, pero hindi pa rin tayo nag-break dito sa channel natin. So one of the possible scenarios that we could look at is price could pull all the way back hanggang dito sa white zone. Again, area of demand where price consolidated prior to moving to the upside, di ba? If it does come back down here, we can start looking for bullish price action to see kung mag-hold ba yung area na yan and use that as our base to potentially step in, open a position, and see if we can push higher from there. Okay? Another scenario kapag ganitong mga flags is to wait na mabasag yung flag to the upside before stepping in. In this particular instance, let's say mabasag tayo, ma-break natin tong 34 pesos na level, then meron pa rin tayong resistance dito sa 35.9. Again, just because na nag-flag siya, just because na may pattern, it doesn't mean that we ignore common sense and we ignore mga areas of support and resistance, no? So, kung mabasag yung 34, 35.9, yung tinitingnan natin na next level of resistance, followed by 38.05. Now, kung nag-flag to, patuloy lang, bumaba na bumaba, tapos mabasag pati tong white zone, pati tong support natin at 28.75, then highly likely price will gravitate towards number 1, itong area of brief consolidation na to prior to price moving higher. Or, baka balikan natin tong wide area of chop from before, and if mangyari man yon, if price breaks beneath tong 28.75 and comes back into these areas that we discussed, we are gonna have to ascertain then how structure looks like to see kung pullback lang ba to? Bullish pa rin ba tayo overall? Or dapat ba bearish na tayo? Diba? Madali kasi right now to say na kapag nabasag yan, bearish na kagad. But again, it really depends on how the market moves, on how the structure forms coming into this area. Kasi overall, kung titignan nyo to sa mga higher time frames, posible pa rin na ito yung low, high, then pullback, form tayo ng higher low, diba? It's just that matagal yan. Matagal na perspective. Kasi parang ang lalaki ng mga tinitingnan yung areas. Itong drawing natin na to, ilang buwan to. Ilang buwan to. So kapag mag-pullback man dyan and we're hoping for another higher low, baka ilang buwan na naman yon. So whether or not it's something that you want to look forward to will depend on how you approach trading the market. Diba? Kung ano yung personal style mo. Finally, tignan po natin yung DMC, no? Now, itong DMC, it moved higher, made a new 52-week high. Umabot tayo hanggang 9.85 na high, no? Before it rolled over relatively fast, diba? Almost broke beneath tong level of support natin. It traded below it but didn't close. And then started pushing higher again. Okay? Now, what do you want to watch out for dito sa DMC? Just let me zoom in a bit, no? Number one, you want to watch out for this area kung saan tayo nagkaroon ng brief consolidation prior to price moving down. Ang sabi nga natin, usually ganito ang mga mabibilis na moves to the downside or to the upside. Diba? Parang ito, mabilis na akain. So ito rin, baka mabilis din makain. However, just because mabilis siyang nakain, it doesn't necessarily mean na bullish ka na kaagad. Diba? Pwede kasing mangyari, one potential scenario is maglaro tayo sa area na to. Perhaps mauntog ka dito sa may area of consolidation, perhaps a bit higher dito sa 9.5, and then we start rolling over. Diba? Maaaring ito, in the grand scheme of things, maging parang overshoot lang. Okay? So we start rolling over and then we break beneath tong 8.65, and if we do, let's say we roll up, come back, break beneath, then mag-hold to, then number one, baka bumalik tayo sa area na to. So between 8.11 to 8.65. Kung mabasag ang 8.11 naman, and then mag-close na tayo beneath it, then we might come back to tag yung support dito, or baka bumalik na tayo sa range natin from before. Now, I'm not trying to be a wet blanket, no? In fact, bullish din ako overall sa DMC. We are just preparing for eventual scenarios para kung mangyari man, yung ayaw natin mangyari, handa tayo, hindi tayo mag-freeze. Okay? Now, yung bullish move naman is if we can stay above itong 8.65, perhaps consolidate above it, we'll be watching to see kung kaya nating i-retake tong 9.5 na area. Kung ma-retake natin tong 9.5 na area, then I think hindi mahihirapan yung price to at the very least come back and tag etong high natin at 9.85 or come back and revisit etong resistance at 10.02. Okay? Kung basta hold tayo dito, we start stair-stepping up ulit. Diba? Parang magiging ganito yung itsura niya, no? So parang konso sandali, move up, konso, then move up, no? Pagka ganyan, parang yung nangyari dito. Diba? Parang yung nangyari dyan. That's what I want to see moving forward dito. Parang mag-i-step siya ulit pataas para lang meron tayong base na pwedeng sandalan to get into a trade or to get into a position or to add to your position. Diba? Minsan kasi kung masyado tayo nagmamadali, hindi tayo makakapagbuo ng magandang plano eh. We are in too much of a hurry just to join or participate into a trade. Nalilimutan natin na magplano overall, tapos when things go south, hindi tayo handa. Diba? So, for me, I would rather see something like this para mapaghandaan ng mabuti. Diba? At tapos, at the same time, meron na tayong foundation, no, na pwedeng pagsandalan, bagong support, bagong resistance, whatever, that we can lean on so we can formulate a decent trade idea moving forward dito sa DMC. Now, kung may hawak po kayo ng DMC and hindi pa po na-hit yung stop loss nyo, then of course, no, congratulations sa inyong lahat, and then I hope that it does keep moving higher for all of you. Kung na-hit naman na po yung stop loss nyo, then I hope na na-keep nyo naman po yung karamihan ng gains nyo dito sa DMC, and congratulations pa rin po sa inyong lahat. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti, and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!